How was that?
Well, since everybody's here, is everybody here? Jeffrey. Okay. So what we're talking about is now anything I do in Boulder, I do as a blueprint so anybody can cut and paste and reproduce it. So what I did was I went to the city, approached the city, and got a permit as a nonprofit to set up and host a table on a popular plaza area called Pearl Street Mall. Pearl Street Mall, I mean, like today, they got the farmers market. They'll have 300 to 500 or 1,000 people walking up and down 8 streets of mall. And so I set it up and went out there, found my location, brought 3 of my students, and one was the camera person. We had a table. Hold on, don't go away.
These are crooked. There.
We had a table with this hanging from it.
Oh, yes.
All right, this is 3 by 4. Hi, Jill. So
Hi.
this was hanging from the table. We had books, bumper stickers. We had a sign up. We had everything, right? And in 4 hours of me hosting a table on Pearl Street Mall, we had 35 visitors, and only 2 of them were critics. Only 2 of them were the hecklers.
Wow.
Whoa,
And
yeah.
they didn't last long in front of me.
That's great.
Yeah, if you wear like respirator.
So a copy of that video can be found at my YouTube channel. So Kyle, are you interested in doing that in your town?
Well, I'm excited. I think like I'm excited about the tour coming up. I don't know if you're just gonna do it over there or you're gonna be coming to Canada too sometime soon. But I'm excited about that.
I want to include Canada because there's urine therapy people I know from east to west Canada.
Yes, yes.
And so once we get the vehicle all lined up and enough organizers to have something in place, then I can head out. But I'm not willing to show up in a town and nothing's put together. So good morning, everybody. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Jeffrey down there is outstanding in his field.
Still in the field.
You got me on that one. And the weeds to go with it.
You got to practice your laughter or that gets a little dormant. And so I hope you guys still have that going for you.
Most days.
Most days, yeah.
I read some very wise person, I can't even remember who it is, but one of the most important things to do every day is laugh. One of 3 of the most important things. First is blessing ourselves. And the second one is...
Don't jump to 3 yet. 2.
I can't remember number 2, but laughing I remember because...
Maybe not as important as we think it is. Grab your water. Let's do a communion. It's Saturday, and Saturday has always been the sacred play day. So we're going to have to play.
Cool. Okay.
And this is the water of life. This is the water of the original element that brought water to the planet. It brought bodies to the planet. It's bringing life to your cells. It's doing things that your mind could never fathom. That's how powerful your water is. So we honor it. We bless it. Even if you got stem cells at the bottom, it's all. Jill's checking it out. What do you got?
Well, it's a cup I use over and over again. So.
Oh, got multiple blessings on that one. Yeah. Here, cheers.
The other one.
Mm-hmm. So I'm enjoying working on this new book, the paperback version of the Healing Water book, and we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it slimmed down, trim. I'm going through the content. I've got it down to 14 chapters, about 105 pages. I want to narrow it down a little bit more, but just get the main points. of the urine therapy practice and what's going on in the movement.
Awesome.
Anybody want to share anything you want to get us all caught up with, or just keep on going?
Well, I tried an implant enema with a bigger syringe. So that was my new thing to try.
Okay.
And I tried one with the bag, and that was a nightmare. So
it didn't work out, or you bagged
didn't work.
No idea?
It just made a big mess.
Okay.
Need some practice.
You need some practice, or you got to get good at watching YouTube.
Yeah, I need to watch. I know they're out there. I've watched them before, but I thought I knew what I was doing, and apparently.
It really helps. So if you clean out with water first, just clean out the colon with water,
Okay.
maybe 8 ounces more, and then you'll be able to take in the, and hold it in the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Also
that a
with
light,
coffee enemas.
do you recommend, Kathleen, warming or salt water?
No, just if you put a little Himalayan salt in. Oh, okay. So no, just the water. Just clear it out with water.
Distilled
Maybe-
water, ideally?
Maybe 4 cups. Yeah, any kind of spring water, distilled water. Clean it out, and then when you do the Orin, it'll you can hold it in. You won't be having a mess so much.
Okay.
So it's better. So try that. So just water first.
Just water.
Clear it out.
Okay.
Yeah, clear it out and then do it always. Even if you're doing coffee enemas, always good to clean out the colon first before you put anything in. Then you can hold it, retain it better.
Okay.
Got that?
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Pro tip.
Yes, because if there's something in there, feces in there, you're not going to be able to hold it in. It'll just come right out. Yeah.
You got that? Jill?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. If worst came to worst, then you're just going to have to contact Kathleen, and while you're doing the enema, do a video call.
Sure.
Swapping that to that.
I'll send you a video, or we could chat on your email, and I'll show I'll help you with that.
Thank you.
I like to do a coffee enema before the Orin enema, because then it really cleans everything out. And then you can hold in
Ooh.
the aged Orin, hold in for 15 minutes, and then it will just dissipate. It doesn't come out again. It disappears into your bloodstream, right?
Wow.
So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody have any questions about what we've been studying? Any insights? Any trouble spots? Anybody who's a challenge to you? Anything?
So yeah, some people were mentioning it's like for example, when you have apple cider vinegar and you have the mother.
Starter.
So the same you have the same thing with the Orion. You with the age, when you age it, you have that white, right? So
Sediment.
some people sediment, yeah. Some people are asking about that, like what they can do with that. They're saying.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, they could stir it up and drink it, because it's a whole lot of stem cells and white blood cells in concentration.
Would it not be also like a mother that you can put in another fresh batch to cultivate quicker? Just take a little bit and seeding batches. It might.
It's the same thing they do with kombucha, right?
Mhm.
Right. Well, you could try that, or just let it evolve. We're all researchers, Jeffrey. So if you go that route, let us know.
Yeah.
Don't some people dry it out?
Some people dry it out because they either want it in a powdered form so they can apply it differently, or they're making white ormus gold.
Huh. What is that?
Google it.
Okay.
ORMUS. It was the philosopher's stone that the alchemists back in the time of France in the 1700s, folks like Saint Germain, We're using base metals to convert it into gold, into precious
Huh.
metals. However, our body does the alchemizing for us and creates this substance, which some people think is white ormus gold, which was the secret of the alchemist.
Interesting.
Ask Google. So let's get to a book. Let's open a book. Page 180, 4 or 5, somewhere in there. We left off with a male client in India. And then the role of the client, presenting your professionally. Okay, here we go. Page 185. This is just a peek. I wanted people to get a peek on that. What do you guys do in a session? What really goes on there? Now, I haven't gone into full detail, and of course, it's all confidential, so I don't name anybody's real name unless they have a pseudonym like Facebook or Instagram. Male session with a male client from India. Client, what application would you suggest that I get started with, sir? And I got used to working with Indian clients. They kept calling me sir. Sir, okay, all right. It's a tradition, culture thing. Sage, what health condition made you decide that Urine Therapy was right for you? Client, my energy's low, difficulty with, next page, with digestion, and I get brain fog. Sage, let's make this simple. Go pee, collect every drop in a container like a jar or a cup, take a sip, hold it in your mouth for a few minutes, swish or gargle the golden water while it's in your mouth. When you are ready, swallow. Will you do this? Yes. So he goes, and then I say try for a few times a day as a way to get used to the drinking protocol or application. As soon as you get comfortable with drinking orally, then comes nose drinking. In our next section, you will be taught this protocol. This is a direct route to the pituitary or pineal gland and all concerns of the brain. With a brain that is free from calcification and dehydrated sinuses, your thinking will become clear and sharp again. Topical applications are simple and very effective. Why wait? While you are practicing drinking urine, try using the protocols for external use. Soak a washcloth or a cotton ball in urine. For example, massage or dab urine with a cotton ball or washcloth into any affected skin area like liver area, feet, scalp, and any area that feels sore or needs improvement. Are you willing to try this? Any of the UT protocols are in my books. He says yes. And then I led him into talking about the foot soaks, the difference between full strength versus diluted. Not going to go into it. Change my mind. So if you want to take a peek when you get to that chapter, you'll see how it went down for us. Now, some of them, which I didn't want to put in any of my books, was some of the deep investigating, probing we go into their life and their patterns and their programming since childhood. And it was a little too heavy and too personal, so I left it out of the book. There's a female client, page 190. Let me see what hers was all about. Let's skip that and start on chapter 15. We're on page 194. Professionally, presenting your UT service profession. Does anybody have an interest in turning this into a profession?
Possibly.
Okay.
Including it kind of as something that I
An
know how
add-on?
to, yeah.
Okay. Would you be calling yourself something like a urine therapy teacher or a therapist,
Yeah, something,
educator?
I'm not hung up on, yeah, guide.
UT
Yeah.
lady.
What?
The UT lady.
UT lady, yeah.
I said that because a dear friend of mine, she's helped people heal Lyme disease for many years, and she got nicknamed the Lyme Whisperer. So you could be the Pea Whisperer.
He whisper. That would be really, that would be, suit me.
And it would suit you. It would be a very unique way to market yourself. Start off by being our poster child from Jill World with that background. All right, we're on page 194. First, remind yourself that you got healthy and well because you drink Urine. It is the water of life. It saved your life and is keeping you vital, strong, and active. Still concerned about your partner or parents disapproving or judging you for drinking pee? Know that your radiant health, true happiness, and mental freedom is contagious. Walk your talk. Teach by example. Let them see you being true to yourself and committed to your well-being. They will come around soon. Hang in there. You earned your body, mind, and health back from every drop of Shivambhu that passed your lips. Now go tell the world. Would you like to become a now? The reason I brought that up, Joe, because a lot of people they can't hold it back. It's good news. It changed their life. It keeps their life on track, and they just want.
Absolutely. It will be hard for me too. You know, I think it's a big jump to just put that out there on social media. I'm close to being ready because I just don't give a crap anymore. You know,
Yeah, and you're ready.
I know
yeah,
so many people who are so unhealthy that would benefit
exactly.
from it. And
Can't hold back the river.
it's and some very close people, friends of mine, are looking at some serious tests and some serious health issues right now. It's tough, and I've mentioned it, but I didn't, I just said, if you want to do something, what you know doesn't mean anything if you don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just all ideas. No action.
Yeah.
So, Jeffrey, you're going to make a great teacher.
I am.
You already are, and I would be willing to put any one of you guys on the Water Family Directory so people can locate you when they're interested.
Cool.
That's what I did for people. Have you been to the directory yet?
I have not.
Go to brothersage.com.
Yeah, no.
Go to brothersage.com and click on the About.
Right.
I hope I pronounced it right because I'm not in Canada. The About link, and drop it down to the Water Family Directory at the bottom of that drop-down menu. The whole idea is so that anybody can find a teacher anywhere in the world, whether it's for them nearby or for someone else who would be nearest to that therapist or teacher.
That's great.
And it's been fun to put that together.
I bet.
And
So,
is there
yes, Jeffrey?
the certification program or aspect that you offer?
Are you talking about the honorary doctorate degree?
Is that
Yeah, I was wondering about that one. Is that one from India or which one is that one?
The honorary doctorate degree was granted me by Dr. Vijay Gupta in his association with the University of Colorado. He was there 35 years, and he graduated. And, he left that system, but he still had his accolades and his credentials. And he saw what I was doing with the worldwide movement, and he says, "Well, let me give you a credential." So he gave me an honorary doctorate, which made me a PhD. I can call myself a professor. But come on, I'm a professional. You got to act. So what he did was he wrote one up, but he couldn't use the logo of the college because he's no longer associated with the college. So he used his nonprofit, which is the Kundalini Yoga Institute, whatever it is. And since he passed away, I came up with my own, working with my graphics designer. So what I'm doing is making this available to anybody who feels qualified, self-qualified to call themselves to have earned that. And I've sold a couple of them. I have a price related to it, but I've had 4 or 5 people in different countries that wanted to have it, so we put it together.
That's cool.
Interesting.
So onward, page 195. 415. 415, we'll take a break. Okay. Would you like to become a UT teacher, therapist, or an author? What is the role of a teacher or a therapist? Would you like to become the next successful Urine Therapy teacher or best-selling author? The differences between teaching and counseling are especially notable as related to the goal. Teaching is about establishing a goal, then giving information, and possibly advice about a course of action. Ideally, the teacher conducts a needs assessment and identifies a specific learning gap or challenge and establishes a clear learning goal that bridges the learning gap. Counseling is goal oriented, but in a different way. Neither the counselor nor the client has an exact agenda or agreed upon goal. In most cases, the quote goal of the conversation goes beyond just making suggestions on using UT protocols, but the inclusion of health and wellness practices for mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well being. In other words, both client and counselor during their initial consultation assess the client's needs, use inquiry to gather basic information from various areas of their life, and decide if you are a good match or would make a good team to move forward working together. And this is, I asked that question at the end of the, what I call the meet and greet. We spend 30 minutes in a video conversation. And when it's all over, if they don't feel like we're a fit, we don't resonate, we wish each other well and we part ways. If they want to continue, we schedule an appointment. I let them know what my fee is, and we do a 60 to 75-minute consult. That's how it plays out. Page 196. The role
Do you
of,
charge people?
yeah, I get $108 for a session, and all my work since I started in 1979, it's negotiable. And you know, negotiable means both sides. I've had people pay me more than I asked. And some people barely paid a penny. I mean, it's negotiable.
Tipping, I tell people tipping is allowed
And that's not a city in China, right?
because because I was in the restaurant business a long time too. And people don't always appreciate the extra effort that goes into things. So I remind them occasionally.
Yep, same thing. If people want to offer that, that's totally from their heart. That's up to them.
There's also the concept of total, where you don't charge anything. It's and Marina Jacoby has been very successful with that, and that's another level of functioning where she's done, where now there's whether a YouTube program, and very fascinating.
Do people pay her?
Yes. Yeah, she's survived over the last several years and now has a very large following, over 100,000, I believe it's over 100,000 people on YouTube on a weekly radio show.
Beautiful.
Video show, YouTube channel. But she's had a couple of her videos taken out, but very few. She's careful.
Yeah, well, my hat's off to anybody who's got the courage to keep going forward and keep being public and keep doing this kind of work. Jill, you got a channel, right? You've done quite a few videos.
Yep. Just kind of never got like a lot of followers, but my information's been really kind of esoteric, and so it'll be perfect when I get my guts up soon.
Good. Well, when you're ready and you've got links, addresses to either website, social media, et cetera, when we get you on the Water Family Directory, then that's all that exposure. And are you in the
That's
hut?
great.
Are you in the hut as well?
I think I signed up. I haven't been super active in there. I'm just on a lot of platforms, but I'll make sure I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great way to introduce yourself. And
Yep. I'll go on there and introduce myself. I think I kind of signed up and then just kind of observed for a little bit, which is, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there's a lot of content going up and almost every day now.
Awesome.
All right, page 197. It's a difference between this and that and the other thing. Using inquiring methods, which you'll see in chapter 10. While coming to the closure or completion of each session, be sure to allow time for the client to express or communicate anything especially if they are unclear about what was discussed or what to expect next. Ask the client if they wish to schedule another session and go deeper into the healing work with you. This leads to the follow-up. When you are both certain about doing more sessions, then reschedule them in the next 5 to 7 days. And the reason we've always used that timeline, 5 to 7 days, because when you get into 10 days and 14 days, people start to forget things or they get distracted. We want to keep them on point and focused on their work. And so this kind of commitment is important. How often, Kathleen, how often do you ask your clients to recommit for another session?
Once a week. One colonic is not enough. They need to do 5 or 6 to cure whatever constipation, 5 or 6 in a row. You can do them every couple of days. It's that gentle, but usually once a week.
Okay. Well, that regularity really helps, and it shows you their commitment.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
It shows them their commitment too. All right.
Well, if one can get off to a good start, closer, and then a client will have a limited number of, and then where we'll overcome and the client can carry on their own. Also, it's about managing and expectations, but also getting off to a good start.
Mhm.
And it's more of a package deal once the decision's made, or should be anyway, I think, right?
Yep. Every session is different and reveals something to the client that they may have missed in the previous sessions, and be sure to ask for referrals. I learned that from doing so much body work and reflexology over the years. When the session went over, I tell them how to stay relaxed, how to keep at this pace, don't mess up my good work, and stay relaxed. Oh, by the way, send referrals. And I've not had to advertise in probably the last 10 years.
That's great.
All my work here locally in the wellness practice has been word of mouth. Now, we read about the intuitive medicine, so we can skip that. More and more people are doing fasting. Christopher McCord was challenged today in our board meeting. Doc Mike had him on the phone. He's going, "You look a little white there. You got to do da-da-da." And he says, "Well, I got excess mucus." "Well, you've been in urine therapy how many years? You still got excess mucus?" And he couldn't quite isolate where the mucus came from. He thought it might have been from his kombucha, because kombucha has a little bit of sugar in it, and that sugar could have contributed to the
culture. The
culture,
culture,
right?
I think, can breed it in your body.
So we had like a powwow, the men on the call. We did a powwow, and we said, "Listen, do a 3-day urine fast. That way you're going to exclude anything and everything you put in your body. We can isolate that, and then when you're ready to start introducing things after that, you'll be able to know real quick." Because he wasn't quite sure how he could figure out, well, why at the 3 in the afternoon when he'd lay down to relax, all this mucus would come out of his chest. And, he doesn't do dairy products. So we're going a different route to get him there. Page 201. Would anybody else like to read?
I'll read. 201.
201. Take your time. Want to hear this.
Chapter 16. Presenting your UT service professionally to the media. Some proven promos that will bring greater interest in your work. Whether you read this manual, we're mentored by one of the UT master teachers, or felt intuitively that you are ready to become a UT teacher, the moment comes when you simply know that you are a UT teacher. For the sake of this chapter, let's move forward in time when you've guided or facilitated enough sessions as an amateur UT teacher, therapist, that you feel ready to become a professional and let everyone know. Congratulations. Now would be the time to get prepared. Create an online presence with a website, print business cards, blogs, social media page, and possibly a YouTube type of platform. Marketing and promoting your services takes time and requires being proactive and networking. One of the best ways to get known and gain the respect of readers and possible interested clients is by writing and posting articles and producing videos with UT content that demonstrates your knowledge of the subject. Writing UT articles reveals your knowledge on the subject and perhaps that you need to do more research to sharpen your grasp of Urine Therapy. The more you can post content in the dozens of UT Facebook groups, the more you will get known and create a growing number of followers. At one point in time, critical mass is reached and clients reach out and contact you. There is such a great need for UT teachers and therapists that you will have no problems manifesting clients and students.
Now that's true, Jeffrey. I can't wait till you guys can handle some of that load for me.
I did this just for me. Within the first month after my book was released to 12 worldwide Amazon distribution regions and 8 radio interviews later, my UT career and mission with Shivambhu went viral. Whether you announce or promote your UT service or not, be prepared for prospects or curiosity seekers seeking you and asking for help using Urine to heal themselves. Here are some proven promos that are currently being used and is bringing interest in Urine Therapy for self-help care. 1. Discover your own free natural immunity booster. A healthy immune system is your best defense during a flu season or a pandemic. It relies on the strength of antibodies, vitamin D, zinc, and vitamin C. The body blends these nutrients with thousands of substances into ultra-filtered blood plasma water as your perfect medicine. It is also known as urine. This ancient yogic self-healthcare practice called Shivambhu Kalpa, urine therapy, supports a strong immune system, nourishes every system and function of the body, defends you against viral attack or compromise, and restores health and well-being. Oh, this page stuck together. It feels great to know about a free natural alternative without waiting for a vaccine or medication. Oral and topical use of AUT eliminates stress, supports immune system function, and restores health for free. The good news is that you have been carrying your perfect medicine and elixir of life with you since birth. You do not have to rely on the medical system or health food industry to make you well. Discover the world's ultimate free immunity booster.
Okay. Oh, look at it. He cut it loose. Can you grasp?
Excuse me.
Can you grasp or grok what it means for our planet and our human race to not require help from the medical industry? We've taken it so as a matter of fact, that's what you do when you're sick, that here's an opportunity of a lifetime for people to cut loose and not be slaves to that system.
It's so thick, the programming. It's just like, I guess now being aware of it, it's just everywhere you go, every commercial, like commercials, it's all pushing dependence, let us help you, blah, blah, blah.
But they also don't want competition.
No. So yeah, so it's really a double-edged sword on every level. Hard to.
It's a double-edged sword, and as much as I've been verbal about it, I haven't felt any death threats or anything coming my way.
Yeah, knock on wood.
And so we're all, I guess we'd call ourselves our ambassadors for Shiva, our messengers for the gold light, gold water, and as such, I feel strongly that we have the armor of God around us.
Mhm.
We have a
Amen.
strong field, we have a strong life force, and you just have to watch your thoughts as you navigate through life.
Yeah.
Can I have an amen?
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
No problem there.
No problem.
Right.
We're all the frontline soldiers.
Yep.
It sure feels that way.
That's cool.
Anything else you want to say about that topic before we keep going? Good. Page 204. I'm supposed to be the guy who like keeps the pace going. All right. Feature job. Urine therapy, page 204. What if the medical folks lied to us about urine being a waste product and got it wrong? What if, in fact, urine is a panacea or a cure-all and a unique custom-made healing water just for us? We were told all our life, you cannot say something heals the body. Right? And it pissed off Doc Mike. So he went against the medical board of Chicago, of Illinois, and he took them up, and it cost them almost all his money, had millions of dollars. And he won the case, which basically says anyone has a right to use the word cure or heal.
Wow.
So
When was that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but by the way, if you can type wakeupwell.org,
Okay.
he just got someone to post his book online because he's not going to reproduce it. So if you want to read his book, the instant cures that nobody told you about.
Freedom to cure. Is that the one? Freedom
What's
to
it called?
cure.
Say it again, Kyle.
Mike Whitworth.
Yeah, wakeupwell.org.
Yeah.
So somewhere on there is his book. He just told us this
Not
morning.
approved by the American Medical Association, Illinois Attorney General, American Cancer Society, etc.
Talk about a ballsy guy.
Seriously.
Amazing. And right now he's going around the country. He goes where the work is. And he just left Kansas. He went back to Chicago. I'm not sure where he's going right now. He would go down to Ecuador and do a lot of healing down there. Very receptive. He noticed there are a lot of people who are doing urine therapy in Ecuador. It's just not publicly known. In a lot of those countries in South America. He calls himself a medical diplomat. And he's got a yellow flasher on his car. He's got a medical symbol on the back license plate. And he comes into town and he does this thing. And powerful guy. You can call him anytime you want, by the way. He loves the support from this community.
What's his number, his phone number?
Go to
Please.
wakeupwell.org.
I
Okay.
just found it.
Okay, perfect.
You want to type it in or just give it to
I
me?
can type it in, sure. You can just cut and paste the,
Great.
It was only 3 months ago I convinced him to own a cell phone.
Wow.
have you heard of Santos Bonacci?
He's in Italy.
I'm not sure. I just heard him on a podcast today with Harry Matadine talking about aged urine. Hopefully that's it.
Oh yeah. If not, you can always go back to the website or call me, contact me. So
That's it.
was it in English?
Yeah. Let me see what his name is. Santos. Yeah, it was in English, and people called in, and they were all talking about aged urine, and it was really good.
Nice.
Yeah, Santos Bonacci. But yeah, he's got a big following.
Can you email me or messenger me off this platform?
Yeah.
Is it a
Sure.
YouTube channel or what?
He's got a YouTube. He's got a bunch of channels.
Was that on January the 29th that you had the meeting with him or no? Let me see here, because I see that it says I put in this website and it says that he was on a call or something on the 29th.
With who, Kyle? With who, Kyle?
With you.
What was the name of the guy?
Mike, the one you were talking about.
Oh, Dr. Mike. Yes.
The conference.
Yeah, he's been on some of the conferences like the a world conference, but since he doesn't He's not real internet savvy. I would bring him on. He would call my cell phone and I'd put him on speaker, and he would do the conference through my phone. That was Doc Mike.
Wow.
So, someone else want to read? I'm all choked up. Page 204.
All right, I'll read.
Thank you, Catherine.
Urine therapy, UT. 3. What if the medical folks lied to us about urine being a waste? Am I in the right place?
Yeah, that's fine. Keep
Okay.
going.
Sorry.
What if the medical folks lied to us about urine being a waste product and got is wrong?
Got
What
it.
if, what if, in fact, urine is a panacea or cure-all and a unique custom-made healing water just for us? Did I pronounce that word right? Panacea.
Panacea.
Urine may be the answer to our prayers and healing concerns. For any questions about urine therapy or possible collaboration, contact, insert your name and contact details here. 4. The best immune booster is also free. In these troubled times, it is a great relief to know that we have in our possession both the prevention and remedy for any illness, virus, or compromised immune system. Auto urine therapy, AUT, is an ancient Ayurvedic yoga practice using one's urine, a sterile, natural, antiviral, and antibacterial substance to maintain and restore one's health. This is amazing. The medical industry lied to us with propaganda about the nature of our urine as a way to keep the truth from humanity.
Now, excuse me for a second. The fact that it was the very beginning of Ayurvedic medicine adds a lot of weight to your conversation. So when you mention, this is related to Ayurvedic, and that word and that name has been around. It's been in a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
Just make a note of that when you start talking to people.
It's all over the scriptures too. In their holy scriptures, they have in their sacred scriptures, they mention it too, all over.
Is this Ayurvedic?
Yeah, they mention it in their Sanskrit verses and scriptures. They mention the Shivambhu.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's in the Damar Tantra in their scripture of the Damar Tantra.
Right. Yeah.
about
The
it.
Damar Tantra, every verse is listed either in my book, The Secrets of Youthing, or
Yeah.
the Golden Fountain book.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it predates
and
Ayurvedic
it's
or not. It might.
it does it
Yeah.
predates it. Yeah.
I think the Egyptians used it as well.
Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was in the Ayurvedic, some of the ancient Ayurvedic works too. In the original Shlokas verses in India.
I'll bet the Pleiadians and the Draconians used it too,
Mm-hmm.
No
and the
doubt.
Baths and the Romans.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the Andromedans stood up and urinated. I have no idea how that plays out.
Well, some of them have a reputation for being very stinky also. And humans have a reputation for being stinky also.
I know that was pointed out in the Matrix movie when the agent was trying to tear down Morpheus's brain to get to the keys of Zion,
Oh,
and he was rubbing his head and go, "You guys are so smelly, you humans."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's keep reading. We're going to break in about 30 minutes, or when we get to the end of this chapter.
The medical industry lied to us with propaganda about the nature of our urine as a way to keep the truth from humanity. If you read this far, pay attention. There are countless AUT enthusiasts and devotees who are extremely grateful that drinking their own water was just the perfect medicine they were seeking. It was an answer to their prayers. Because of their devotion to their UT practice, they have learned that no matter what health challenges they may face, UT does restore their health every time. With the UT with the UT message being aired on radio and internet talk shows, TV stations, magazines, newspapers, growing number of UT books, and an incredible network of 100,000 of advocates on social media platforms, over 30 million pee drinkers have been discovered and are being united. With very little assistance from any publications or media, the UT movement continues to grow, prosper, and stay alive in 50 known countries. It is with a grateful and humble heart as the founder and director of Shivambhu, non-profit organization, UT author, master teacher, and outspoken voice for Shivambhu, that I am fully committed and determined to assist in the declassification and acceptance of UT worldwide.
Now, before you go on farther, we made a declaration in our group this morning to do what we can with the water community to raise the number to 40 million practitioners. Of course, Doc Mike tend to think that there's a billion people doing urine therapy, but these are only the recorded ones, the ones that we know about. Either way.
Yes, there are. I know that there are some I know some people that they're not recorded as doing that, but they've told me that, you know, that's what they do. So there are definitely people out there as well that do that.
Yeah.
So saying that there's
Like-
30 to 40 million people doing this is a fair guess.
Like
Yeah.
even in the First Nations community over here, they have told me that they have members and people that do that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're not going to go in their community and ask them to sign up for anything.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going.
Drink the living water that matters and share this message to everyone. Let's entertain our minds by thinking and visualizing that our clients and ourselves are already healed. We are just cleaning up our mess with our personal holy water. Bless yourself by honoring your temple with a touch or drink of Urine for the body. Be sure to love and nurture yourself with rest and play.
Thank you. Any questions about what we read? Well, I'm going to read the chapter on charge or not to charge because I've been charging. And there's always people in the water family. It's usually the newbies that come up and go, but pee is free. How can you charge for what you do? I said, well, you got that right. The urine is free. But the years of study and teaching and writing and research and energy, that's valuable.
Because you can't be just takers in life. You need to, there is a value, which is the value of giving and paying for the service. So if you do that, you really, for example, like if you get something for free, even if it's knowledge or information, it's not going to benefit because you're getting it for free. So you even for example, to know and not to use is not to know. So it's the same thing with this. If you're like, if for example, if they're paying for the service, for the knowledge and the research and everything that we have accumulated, the experience, then you can't just take it. You know what I mean? They're not going to get any value from it's not, the value is not going to be the same thing for them if they just keep going on in life and take. That's not a good thing.
Thank you. Did you have some personal experience in this matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, people have to learn the value. There's also the ability to do energy exchange. You know,
There's
equal
a
value.
bartering, energy philanthropy. uh, exchanging for mutually beneficial aspects, and opening it up to no limits, and as well as being flexible about
Mm.
how much effort goes into it. If you're going into surgery and somebody's got a serious issue, that's when you really want to hit them. No, I'm just kidding. When people need help, like my friends, I'm about to break it to them, because I might wait until the tests come back from the laboratory, but I don't think it's going to be good news.
All right, so you'll know the pivotal moment when it's time for you to spill the beans or spill the
And
tea.
and I'm not going to be able to charge them anything for it either. I'm going to say, look, give me something. He's a business partner, so he helps make sure I get paid in one way. So we'll
He
see
knows
how it
business.
Is that
goes.
is that the one you said he was had serious health problems or what?
Yeah, yeah, my friend does, and his health
Tell him.
hinges on my on a lot of my business as well. So we'll see.
Okay, so I'm going to read chapter 17 and then we'll head out to a break. And it's an interesting subject because to have a career in urine therapy is quite an experience, quite a blessing. And I didn't see it coming. And
Really? When did
I
you start? When did you start again? Your
practice
interest,
or as a career.
your interest,
Career.
and then career. How
Well,
what was the
I started urine
start?
therapy in 1994,
Hmm.
but in 2017 I discovered the whole world was talking about it thanks to social media. And then not too long after that, I get this transmission of a book comes dropping in my head. I'm going, nothing has been written about urine therapy
Hmm.
in modern language that addresses the emotional connections and what everybody's having to go through, other than Martha Christie's book and John Armstrong's book and all those books that go back to the 1920s. And so
Hmm.
the book came through, and within 30 days, I'm getting on interviews and radio and television and book sales, and it just took off from there. And I realized, wow, I'm doing everything I did in my whole career, but it's just a different focus. It's all about urine therapy.
You would be very surprised that there are also billionaires doing this.
Name one.
Secretly.
Because for example, there's like a religious community and they're from like Gujarati in India, right? The Gujarati community. But I was recently, somebody messaged me and they were telling me that they saw my pictures when I went to the temple, one of the Hindu temples, and they have a huge community, and they were saying this is such a small world because we have like billionaires come over to our house and they participate, they're part of this faith, and this is the same community that I was able to get this auto urine therapy book from.
Gotcha.
So yeah, very interesting, very
Hmm.
interesting. And they this is something that they've been doing many years, but they don't talk about it very much.
Was
They keep it under
the
the
temple?
radar.
The temple is in India, or do they have a temple in
It's
Canada?
it's right here. It's the temple is right here.
In
It's all over the
in,
world. It's the Baps
in
temple.
Toronto. In Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Are they open to talking to any of us?
They might. Yeah. We can
Okay, so
we'll have to ask them about this because they were giving out this book, so that means that they're quite familiar with it. It's part of their scriptures, and it's a book that they offered there at the temple. Then they're in the know about it for sure.
great. My interest is to make them and their work available to everybody. since we're all working to help each other out, a great way to be able to support them and support the movement is to bring their teaching out to the public if they want to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So page 208, whether to charge or not to charge for your service is up to you to decide. Do you find value in your professional urine therapy service, knowing you will meet and exceed your clients' concerns and needs? Do you intend for your clients to relax and trust you? This takes as long as it takes for a meaningful relationship to be built. Each consultation requires patience, calmness, sensitivity, and a tolerance for a client. Ultimately, it is up to you to set the direction of the session. As with any form of therapy, you are the facilitator of every session or meeting. You are not to presume any role as a healer, savior, or authority for them. You are guiding them to have realizations, a breakthrough, aha moments, and in turn motivate themselves to make the changes that you have recommended. I might have mentioned this before. Your work is your work, and their work is their work, and don't do their work for them. That's their job. Since they're relying on you to get results, most of the work is done. The answers to the concerns that they come to you to heal or resolve will be revealed to you. Your work is to teach them how to activate their innate knowing abilities. Since you read this far into the manual, you probably know how to teach students how to know what they need to know when they need to know it. Simply remind yourself first. I need to know. I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. I always know what I need to know. That takes the heat off. I always know what I need to know when it's time for me to know it. Simply remind yourself first. Then remind a client that as long as you are telling yourself, I don't know this or I don't know that about this or that, you are blocking any understanding of what you want to know. If you catch yourself, guys, or if you hear your client saying, well, I don't know this and I don't know that, what they're really saying to the universe is they don't want to know. I would have them to learn new ways to think about that. For example, you can use the expression, I choose to know. And when you say that enough times, whatever it is you choose to have knowledge on, the knowing shows up because you got your resistance out of the way. And you just went through a special course. Oh boy.
Well, I remember like when I was talking with this this woman from Tibet, she
Yes.
was telling me that the Tibetan yogis um, of they, I think it was Mila Pra or something, they practice, that's how they have a really long life. They practice the Urine Therapy, and this is something that's known in the Tibetan community, but they don't talk about it very much out with other people.
Yeah, so it's
But I
probably
was talking to them about this, and they were telling me that they have one of their grand yogis in Tibet that has been their followers follow this as well.
I gotta know who these guys are. Take a breath. Ah, God. Begin now to discipline your mind by using this powerful declaration statement, which I just gave you guys. I choose to know. Write it by hand. Complete the sentence with what you wish to know. Did I teach you guys the power stem, the power sentences that you can use with your clients to turn their life around at any time? I choose to know is the third of the three statements. The first one is up until now.
Oh yeah.
And you draw a line to the right. And then the second sentence is I'm open to the possibility of, and draw a line to the right. Because every time you, and this is for ourselves as well as the clients, every time you keep going on and on about how tough it is, and this is like that, and you're going on about all those challenges and that stuff, you're never going to get resolution until you are open to the possibility of flipping it, open to the possibility of And then you finish in the sentence of what it is you'd prefer to have. What's your intention? What do you prefer to have? Ease, effortlessness, intimacy, prosperity, whatever it is. And then you can start changing it, change the manifestation that way. Any questions? Boy, this is an easy class.
How open are people to those when you work with them? How does that work for you?
Very, very open. Because we're having a conversation. I'm writing notes after notes to hear their belief systems come out so I can give them some guidance. But they don't hear it.
They're not ready.
Well, yeah, they're not ready, but they're ready when I point out that you can use a sentence that will change your instructions to yourself and it switches for you. The moment you say, I'm open to the possibility, that's the moment the universe can come in and give you that in your life. That's the moment the angels will answer your prayers because they're on standby. Well, Kathleen, are you going to call me? I want to help you. I'm your angel. So they're powerful, particularly when people go, oh, no wonder it's playing out the way it is. I keep repeating it. Yeah, you keep giving yourself that as the way it's supposed to be for you. And this whole journey is the journey of the mind. And when you see that, you can't play victim anymore because you're doing it to yourself. And when you're aware that you're doing it to yourself, that game ends.
Or that you chose your incarnation and are playing out that was a big one for me. I chose it.
Yeah, well, these sentences are giving us a chance to choose again. Like they teach in the Bible. The Bible uses the word metanoia. And the word metanoia is a Greek word which basically means change your mind. Think again. And the word sin really means miss the mark, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a Bowman's term. You missed the mark. Now begin to discipline the mind. Let's back up again. Simply remind yourself first, I don't know this or I don't know that about that. You're blocking. Okay, choose to know. We're down there. Paragraph, breathe. Exhale, breathe. Let go of every idea in the mind. The knowingness arrives. The knowingness comes. That's ironic because everything is already here. But our mind doesn't see it. Our mind's operating from a veil of misperception. And so this is why conscious breathing is so powerful because the shift takes place. The breath will flip it and your mind has no chance. And all of a sudden you see clearly what it is you missed before. Did you go anywhere? No, not physically. All you did was shift internally. And this is what the Shivambhu is doing for people. It's making a shift and all of a sudden they're calmer, they're clearer, they're having more vitality until they recognize, oh, it was my water. Amazing. The knowingness comes. Now move confidently through this new moment as one who knows. The satisfaction comes when the client is self-motivated, when they truly get excited or inspired by their why, the results they are seeking from AUT and their work. Their success is assured. You just made a best friend for life. It is the health-giving and liberating, we're on page 210. It is the health-giving and liberating benefits from Shivambhu, which are inspiring millions of devotees across earth to keep up this practice every day. Determine the value or fee of your sessions either based on what similar professionals are charging or what you think clients will be willing to pay you. Ultimately, the value of any service is based on the value the client receives from working with you. A payment is a form of appreciation or an expression of appreciation. Offering a sliding scale fee is perfect for clients with financial exceptions. By selling multiple session packages, a client will not only save money on each session, but most importantly, they are making a commitment to do the work with you on a regular basis. Regular sessions give a client the chance to monitor their progress and to feel that you are on the same wellness team. They are more likely to do these practices and follow treatment and lifestyle suggestions during the week or time between sessions. By scheduling, and I do that with my clients, by the way, I give them homework. So between sessions, they're working on something. They're staying in the game. They're staying focused on why we're working together. And it's not where, okay, I gave it my attention for for 75 minutes, and I don't have to think about or do any self-improvement for a week. No, it doesn't stop. You guys do any seminars, self-improvement groups? They always tell you the moment you register and put up your money, you started the session. You started the process. And I feel that happens when people, they don't really know about the urine therapy journey, where it's going. But the moment you take your first drink, you're on the path.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to learn as you go. All right. By scheduling every prepaid session on your calendar and on theirs, they will stay committed. And more likely than practice voluntary. Okay, page 211. By scheduling every prepaid session on your calendar and on their calendar, they will stay committed and be more proactive in doing the work and succeeding. Be open to negotiating with a client who has a money concern. Giving away a number of sessions for free will give you an opportunity to practice generosity, as well as find out if you are really motivated by money or for the joy of providing the service. You can also learn how well you know about the subject, as well as your ability to coach and guide others. Marketing is very basic. Get the word out about who you are, what you do, what you have to offer, both online, offline, and in person. Working with the media and social media will require doing some research into which related subjects they have covered. Your chances of being interviewed or having an article accepted are better when the media that interests you has covered UT before. If presented properly and content is relative to modern times, your chances of having your article published or being interviewed will be much higher. And I found out that the local papers are more open to this than the big name papers, particularly if you have some underground papers in your area.
Yeah, they're probably not owned by the legacy people.
They're not owned by Ted Turner. No, they're not owned by any of those corporate guys, and they want to cover local events and local subjects. Page 212.
I know a paper that Brother Sage, you could submit an article to, it would very likely get published. It's a newspaper a friend of mine started that in less than a year he sold like 3 million. He gave away 3 million copies.
Mhm.
And it's all, and there's no advertising, and it's all philanthropy funded. And it's all about the truth in the medical industry and the pharmaceutical industry and the politics of it all.
Is he still in business?
Booming.
Connect me. Set me up with him.
Well,
If you can get me his contact information, I'll follow up.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I'll give you his contact. I'll get you his contact information.
All right. That's the way I roll
paper's
these
called,
days.
the paper's called Druthers. You might be able to find it. Find it on what I think they have a Druthers or druthersnews.com. It's out of Ontario, Toronto, near Toronto, Canada.
It's near Toronto.
And it's spreading.
What's the publisher's name? What's the editor's name?
His name's Sean Jason. He's there. He has editors and writers who submit articles. He's had some very prominent journalists from big papers and names. That Donald Creighton is a very well-known Canadian journalist. Has written articles for the paper. It's quite an interesting collective that's formed.
Well, good. I would love to have a conversation with him.
And and it's a very open-minded, health freedom oriented paper. So from that angle would be a very good opportunity, I think, in that to get it in that readership. And then it's 50,000 a month. He does a monthly publication.
Hard copy or digital?
hard copy paper distributed across the country.
Wow, that's a lot of logistics.
And it just grew. It just grew out of his spirit of,
You can also find them actually, sorry to interrupt, but you can also actually find these. They have people that are also distributing the paper in some subway stations in the city too, in Toronto. So sometimes if you're lucky, you can find the paper too, and you have additional readers that if they're interested, they pick up the paper there too.
their subscriptions are available, and you can order. He'll send like a bundle of 10 or 20 or 50 or whatever you want for an extremely reasonable price. It's he's got it all, and he's also releasing like special edition magazines now for the subscribers and special purchase.
So you
And-
said it's
and-
called Druthers plural, Druthers News?
Druthers News, yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Is it druthers.net?
I'm not sure what is
Okay.
internet.
There are also 3 other papers that are independent. Yeah, that you can find. One of them is the Epoch Times.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
very popular here too.
Yeah,
You
we
can
get it
find,
at the house.
yeah, and then we also have Vision Times, which is a paper that they just started distributing. So there's Vision Times as well.
Where's
And there's
Vision
also
Time?
Vision Times is here in they distribute it here in Ontario. And also and then there's another one which is a Toronto Caribbean. I don't know if you heard about that one, Jeffrey, but they also publish stuff as well along the same lines.
Oh, there's health oriented in the
There's health or yeah,
Caribbean?
yeah. And they do podcasts and they put stuff on their website. They have a they do interviews with people as well. And they've done a lot of interviews with a lot of like truth telling doctors and things like this. Yeah. I think actually they had a lot of they had a conference coming up and they posted it up on their website. So
The
there's
Jamaican paper.
opportunity there too. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. I'd love to get all those names, links, whatever they are. I don't know when I'll have time, but I would love to.
I
reach out.
sent you in your email the Druthers information.
Oh, thank you.
It's druthers.net. Let me just write, you can find it in druthers.net. But I sent it
Okay.
to you.
Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to finish this last page and then we're going to take a break. Did you want to add something else to this, Kathleen?
No,
All
I'm
right.
good.
If you tell him Jeffrey and Kathleen told you, then he'll if you can get to Sean, he'll get back to you right away.
So you guys have clout, huh?
I do, and Kathleen does. Different ways, but we do.
Vitality Magazine. Yeah. Okay. Great. Kyle, if you can email me any of those links, either email or through Messenger, because when this ends, I download the video onto my laptop, then upload it to wherever I need to upload it, but I don't necessarily save the text. So whatever you can send me in another platform, that would be great.
Okay.
Or whatever you guys need to grab it before this ends. Copy and paste it, whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Page 12. Hint. They like to have references included in an article. And I learned that the hard way. I was submitting an article, 3,000 word article to the Nexus magazine out in Australia. Whether they liked the article was irrelevant. They were hung up on whether I had references or not included.
Mhm.
So that never got published, and I could go after them again. But the last one they published was in 2012.
Is this his Nexus magazine or Nexus?
Yeah, any
Yeah.
XS US.
Well, they sell that here too. They sell
Right,
that
they
neck.
do.
Yeah, they do.
Have it in Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah.
They're based out of Australia. Um, Whether you are keeping your marketing efforts local, national, or international is up to you and tends to go at your own pace. Your success in doing promotions increases by associating with colleagues and other UT teachers. By constantly studying and keeping current with the Shivambhu movement, new discoveries, and building close friends in the water community will be to your advantage. Anything else? Why don't we do this? We're in chapter 18 right now. I don't need that stickum. We're on chapter 18, and these are people have had the pleasure of meeting in person and/or interviewing. And so, Kathleen, why don't you start us off by reading about Dr. Jubb, and let me just do a quick background on him. Dr. Jubb came from Tasmania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he came from Tasmania, and it was part of his culture to do urine therapy. And I met him at the Water of Life convention in Vegas in 2018. And during his talk, he let us know he hadn't eaten anything in 10 years.
Wow. Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Really?
the only
Oh
thing
my
he takes is urine. Of course, he's from Tasmania, so he pronounces urine. And he's when you read this, you're going to find out at the level of intelligence of this man. He's a genius. He's produced longevity products. He's been on a lot of conference calls, quite a few with David Wolf, and he's been in the nutrition field for probably 50 years. And he's an amazing brother. So go ahead anytime you want to read about
Dr. David Jubb on urine therapy. The most common complaint today is vascular dementia and poor microcirculation. Urea opens up blood vessels by shrinking water-logged pterin. It is then that intestinal lesion is healed by B vitamins made by friendly intestinal life colloid, of which the nitrogen from urine therapy is useful, and such a practice shifts life colloid toward useful bacillus. Is that right?
Yes.
Bacillus. These words here. Okay. Arteriosclerosis is rampant in the modern world, and nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide are all smooth muscle dilators, of which urine therapy assists the intestine produce for you by assisting correct intestinal dysbiosis and accompanying layering of cholesterol inside artery walls. Wow, that's interesting. That's often one of the most important insights into urine therapy. Seeing that all are born in amniotic fluid, as I was growing up in the wilderness of Tasmania, I used urine to wash, clean, and make dye for cloth. Kept listening to how the originals used urine therapy. Since the late 70s, saw how urea is central to all molecular conditioning of cells, including good skin creams. I get the US therapeutic grade urea to put into a product made from jack beans. Notice that many cultures all were using urine therapy. The kidneys are a regulating essential element and not an organ of detoxification. Once you start drinking or splashing urine on your skin and or snorting this water through your nose, you should never stop. I've kept up a daily practice ever since. Urine purifies the blood. Urine therapy assists in restoring vital cell salts. Start by splashing or wetting skin with urine. Try gargling, then snorting and drinking by starting with smaller amounts at first. Best to include life-giving enzymes in the diet and practicing calorie restriction. Only eat one meal a day. Urine is the only thing you'd ever drink except for the moment after our birth. Colostrum and breast milk. When growing up as an infant, nothing is better than the nutrient benefits of urine therapy. Urine allows elements of the blood to get to the furthest regions of a human body. Blood ordinarily can't reach inside the nose and in the intestinal tract. I've seen urine used as a subcutaneous lymphatic delivery. UT can stop the effects of a heart attack and turn an asthmatic or an allergic attack around. This provides antibodies and antitoxin abilities to the body. Urine senses overall conditions more than just a local condition as an immune force for an entire systemic effort to take care of you. Love, Dr. Jubb.
Dr. Jubb, if you ever want to look him up or go to his YouTube channel, you'll see that he is quite an amazing soul.
Wow. Yeah, I will. Definitely.
So I'm going to jump over to 213, then go over to Tim, whose real name is Tim, but we know him as George Johnson. And then Dave Murphy. I think we're going to skip Standing White Buffalo, which is Lee Sampson, but I'm going to mention her as we get over there again. Ma Davy is in France, and I had a chance to interview her a couple of years back, and she's a very holy woman. It's great to have a conversation with someone like that, and she says she never touches city water. She bathes in her urine, she showers in her urine, and then she walks away and lets it dry. So she's not done city water in I don't know how many years. Shiva Kalpa, commonly known as, on page 213, commonly known in modern times as urine therapy, is an ancient holy scripture or holy science bestowed by the god Shiva to his consort, goddess Parvati. This ensemble of practices, page 14, and techniques were initially kept a secret, only to be practiced by the seeker of truth, perfect health, divinity, and ultimately physical immortality. Since UT is often misunderstood by common human beings, Lord Shiva expressly recommended that it was not for the ignorant, therefore keeping it a secret. Nevertheless, one can find its roots in most cultures and ancient traditions or holy scriptures, healing recipes and rituals as well. UT is indeed a wonderful tonic, a wonderful thing, and there is such perfection in human beings, although UT is forgotten or unknown by the majority of the world. That's changing by the minute. UT is rejuvenating, healing, and holds mystical powers for those who have the fortunate luck to discover it, fully explore it, and most of all, stay devoted to their daily UT practices for the long run. UT is wisdom and a Tantra yogic sadhana or practice. You can find the numerous qualities it will bestow on the practitioner in the Shiva Kalpa, also known as the Dhamma or Tantra. Divine blessings, love, and light to all humanity. Ma Devi. That's how a lot of people refer to her affectionately. Aged Urine by Harry Matadine. Bless him. He's in Portugal. And he's been doing more radio interviews like you posted. Somebody posted here earlier with the guy from India.
Yeah.
Your fresh urine, when contained and allowed to sit a while, becomes what we call aged. Like a fine wine, the medicinal powers of the fresh urine grows and grows the longer it is contained and allowed to sit. It is the most powerful medicine on earth. What's going on? Why does it grow in power and potency? What are the mechanisms, I hear you cry? There are many, but the key ones, which are alkaline, oxygen, and high negative ions, are explained in detail in his books. His books and his unique style of writing, he answers questions like these about benefits and use, page 216 of aged urine. How do I age it? How does it smell? Will sending loving thoughts to my urine make a difference? Does aged urine get affected by diet? Are there any other ways to increase the quality of my urine? Do I need to drink fresh urine before doing aged urine? And what's that white stuff at the bottom of my aged urine? You guys know this stuff by now. Again, there's no such thing as bad aged urine. If it concerns you, you can scrape off any ugly looking things from the top that may appear, but I don't fear them. I use everything. Some of mine are so old now, they get mushroom stuff at the top of them. At that point, it's more powerful than normal aged urine. I leave you with a rich blessing and a big thank you. I hope aged urine rewards you with optimum health and vitality, youthful vigor, and a gratitude for life. We are blessed indeed with our own personal pharmacy and its power. Thousands of years from now, this knowledge of aged urine will be normal, it will be mainstream and used by everyone. But until then, you, my friend, are a pioneer, and I salute you. Thank you for carrying the torch forward and showing others the way. Those who use urine therapy and aged urine will always be standing on the right side of history. God bless. Harry Manadee. George Johnson, the guy who lost his legs, who lives in Montana, was being cared for by not only Chit, but there's another brother who was there this morning when we had our call. So this was his writing. Life is water. We came to the world in water. When we're inside the womb of our mother, we drank the water. Where to go? We would pee it out and reabsorb it. Why do you think babies are gorgeous, happy, healthy, amazing, soft skin? Because they have the best, most pure health of all people in the world. The Infinite Creator, on page 2618, the Infinite Creator is a genius, providing us with such an amazing start in our life. The powers that shouldn't be think otherwise, that we need to poison our children with vaccines and such. Etymology explains the meaning of words from when it was created. Pharmacy is explained as a maker of drugs, poison, and spells. This was the original meaning for the word pharmacy. Drugs, poisons, and spells. Let that sink in. Does this sound like a company you would like to buy products from? Once we remember and get back to the life we started, reabsorbing our own fluids, our life will transform. Urine therapy is the most powerful healing therapy in the world. It is the fountain of youth. A guy told me that he had heard from camel urine heals cancer. I told him right away, urine from animals is being used in skincare products. Why do you think it makes the skin soft? Temporarily, of course, with those creams, so you'll come back for more. Urine is the elixir of life. George Johnson. Also, Tim Rogers, same guy. And anybody want to send him any energy or a water sister hug or something? That would be very helpful for him, because he's having to recover from looking down, not seeing legs.
Wow.
But we've already had the discussion about him looking toward getting some prosthesis. So he won't be bound to a wheelchair.
How long has he been without legs?
2 months.
Oh, that's a big adjustment. Holy crap.
Yeah, so when Matt Senna, aka Chit, left New York, packed everything up, and went over to live with him in Montana, he knew had to be keenly dialed into his moods and his emotions, because the guy's lived alone. He's a pretty stubborn guy, but he's got a heart of gold. So he's learned to make it work.
Wow.
This woman right here, page Lee Sampson, she's out in Canada. She likes to be honored as standing white buffalo, so that's why we honor her, because she's an indigenous Indian out there. And she was overweight. She had asthma. She had all these conditions were going on with her. And, medical profession tends to not give you much hope. So she discovered urine therapy. Wow. Turned it around. She read the books. She got involved with it. She's still very current on social media, so you can always hear from her. She sent a video. She weighed 230 pounds. You can see her pictures there on page 228. But she lost like 100 pounds. I don't know what she did, and she's still in a body brace, because whatever her illness was, it caused her to have to do that, to hold her body up. But I've seen pictures of her dancing in Mardi Gras in in Louisiana, over New Orleans. She had a feather outfit on, and she shook her booty. She made it look real sexy, and that's Lee.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So people are healing everything. I'm going to read this guy's article and do a rap song for you, in case I haven't done that yet. What is urine? This is Algavar Marin. I forget what country he's in. Approximately 170 liters of blood are filtered in the kidneys per day. Approximately 1.4 liters are excreted. More than 90% of the water is reabsorbed. Each kidney weighs approximately 141 grams and is made up of 1.2 million nephrons or filters. That is more or less 2.4 million filters or nephrons. If we spread the nephrons one after another, it would measure about 80 kilometers. The first part of the nephron separates part of the plasma from the blood that is forced through delicate capillaries. When they expand with the heartbeat, red cells, white cells, protein units, and vitamin units, and other relatively small particles. In the second process or stage of filtration, it again absorbs more than 90% of the plasma, leaving behind what we know as urine. It was founded in 1992. It was found in 1992 at the Hayashibara Institute of Biochemistry in Japan that urine is a blood product, not a waste product.
Yeah, that should have been like worldwide, national, global news. Did we hear about it? No.
No, because you know the truth about mainstream insanity. Madness. Yeah. In reality, urine is the most miraculous and mysterious juice in the world that your body made for your body to be used as medicine and at the same time as natural nutrition. Urine is a sterile fluid. And so when I see words associated with urine, I go dig. If you're going to use a word like sterile, what does it mean? So I'll go to Wikipedia and it says, without any contamination. Without anything. So urine is sterile, while it is in the urethra. Urine, did I give you the metaphysical definition of urethra? Kyle, you'd appreciate this. If you take the word urethra and you take it apart, urethra. Ur means it's yours. Wreath means to adorn or to appreciate. And Ra was the god of the sun of the Egyptian people. So if you put urethra together, it means you are adorned by God. Nobody is questioning, so that stands. My interpretation stands. Urethra. In reality, urine is a miraculous product. It's sterile. It has more than 3,000 organic compounds, and many of them are specific for each body. Its main ingredient is water, which is 60 to 98%. Urine contains hormones that go from the pineal gland to the sex glands. It also contains steroids, proteins, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, antioxidants, antibodies, antitoxins, muscle cells, muscle tissues, cellular tissues, endotoxins, exotoxins that are produced by the viruses, bacteria, and microbes that live in your body. Isn't that pretty much everything in a health food store? You're drinking a health food store and a pharmacy combined. It's amazing. For all of this, it is much better to drink any or all of your urine and not consume it with anything artificial or chemically made by man. It is made by the most sophisticated laboratory made by God herself and not by man like the laboratory called the human body. To all brave women and men who practice urine therapy, I bow to you. Let's see if we can do the song. Let's see if we can do this. Casey Caban, I met him at the Water of Life convention. He goes by the alias We Do Shivambhu. And he produced some Facebook groups, and he took his message of Shivambhu cross country, and on his YouTube channel, he interviewed people, and he did a lovely job of it. And I met him at the Water of Life convention. He's a guy who had 20-year-old urine stored in his garage at his ranch. I'm going, what are you waiting for?
His
Break it
video
out.
hilarious. The guy's funny.
Is he?
He's hilarious.
Yeah. What happened to him? I haven't seen him in a long time. Did he do
Neither
video?
have I. He produced the Facebook group called P Harmony. It's a matchmaking website, Facebook group for pee drinkers.
Wow.
And I don't know if that turned out the way he expected. But I don't know what he's doing these days. I'll have to check in with the guy. I mean, it's the same with a lot of the people I met at the convention. They were all rock stars in this community, and they've all gone off in different directions. Some are major blues singers and jazz musicians, high-profile entertainers, who have all this in common. So we all met, and some of them sang and performed at the conference, and I don't know where everybody took off to. But Dr. Rosalind Hansen is still on the scene. If you ever want to meet and talk to her. So let's see if I can pull off a rap song. What are your ailments? Are you seeking a cure? Are you given treatments that leave you unsure? Most remedies relieve us, but that doesn't matter. Masking the symptoms when the cure's in our bladder. The poisons consumed are always there. It's in our food, water, and air. Some we control, no need to assume. It's simply based on what we consume. If you don't feel good, you know why. Do you pop a pill and hope you don't die? The cure lives within us. Just look and see. It's very simple. Start drinking your pee.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. So we have to get some music to
You
accompany
need a
the-
beatbox or something. You need
Yeah,
a,
right. We get together with Kyle. Maybe he can figure that one out.
Good.
that's awesome.
It's in the book, in your book there, you have a whole bunch of songs, right?
I do have
There's
some
a
songs
section there.
and some links to their YouTube performance. Some of the pee drinking songs aren't related to urine therapy. I just thought they were funny, and people might get a kick out of them. So what we did on page 234. Now this book came out in 2020, and this was before I came up with the idea of the Water Family Directory. And the only people who actually had anything that looks anything like a directory is in The Golden Fountain by Cohen Vanderkroon. But his book was in 1994, and a lot of the people that he listed are unreachable, or their clinic has folded, or they've passed on. And so I recognize these people, whether they're living or not, just because they've been quite an influence on me and the community. And I'm from the generation who always wants to honor the generation before us. So this is why I wanted to spotlight the elder teachers. Some of them, Dr. Tal Schaller, he's out in France. He's been doing this for 45 years. Dr. Loda, 50 plus years, is now 53 years since this book came out. Dr. Patel, he wrote the Manav Mutra. He's not around anymore. Dr. Thakal, Dr. Saraswati, the Water of Life Foundation, and on it goes. Cohen Vanderkroon is still alive. He's still teaching. He's out in Holland.
Is Pajar he wrote the book on cancer or no? There was one doctor, he wrote a cancer book. I don't know.
Yeah, and
if
it's
that's
related.
the same one.
And he talks about how urine therapy heals it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be him. Andrew Norton Weber, still holding space for him to come back to the public. He might show up, who knows. Dr. Boonme, George Johnson, Dr. Jubb, Harold Teach, Martha Christie, Armstrong, Beatrice Barnett. There's the whole list there. And then new people start to show up on the scene. Doc Mike, Dr. Group, Martin Laura, he's still around. He's out in New York. Lee Robert, he's with Harry in Portugal. Danis Michel, he's been at this for about 25 years. He had a website. He was teaching people how to heal tinnitus for a while. And then he moved on to urine therapy, started teaching that. So these are some of the people. I've had the opportunity to interview a bunch of them. It's been great. Any questions, any comments, any feedback?
Well, as an artist or a sculptor or guy in construction, when you're working with stone and cement and or other caustic substances, doing tiling work, and your hands get beaten up, it's incredibly refreshing to rub your hands and relieving of soreness I had.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. And by the way, I'm gonna give you a suggestion here of what to do, what kind of jar to use, so you can do hand soaks like any time of the day. Um, I've been doing a lot of massage and reflexology, 42-year career. I probably worked on 38,000 clients, and because of doing urine therapy for the last 28 years, I never had blown wrists, carpal tunnel, arthritis. My wrists are as strong as they've ever been, even the thumbs, because a lot of massage therapists, their hands and their fingers and their thumbs blow out. They got to get out of the profession.
Yeah,
They don't know
I
about
have
this.
friends. Yeah.
And it's sad
Yeah.
because they're some of the best massage therapists, and you lose them.
Yeah.
So what
Well,
I
you
what I
don't-
discovered what I discovered is if you get a ball jar with a bigger opening like this, or some kind of container where you can keep your evolving orifice, so that your whole hand, your whole hand can go inside it.
You don't want to get it stuck.
Well, I'm a urine yogi,
Okay.
but just give it, do something like that so you can get your. Let's not waste it. Let's not waste it. So, yeah, get a jar that's big enough to put your hand in any time of the day if you want to just drop your hands in there for a couple of minutes.
Also,
Yeah, go ahead.
I found the palm of our hand, it fits so nicely over the eye socket,
Oh,
and
nice.
and it's so relaxing, and you can blink your eye in the pool in your hand. It's tricky to get it in both hands and do both eyes at the same time, but I've got to figure out something to make that a little easier. But
You
and
have
then-
the eye drop, those the
Eye
glass,
cup. Yeah,
the
eye
eye
cup.
cups.
Yeah.
The-
Amazon has them. You can get two.
well,
Two.
I gotta get them.
It just feels so nice to hold it over your eye.
He likes
it's-
the hand feeling.
It
Yeah.
seals and you can blink your eye and rinses your eyeball, and it disappears after a moment. You have to keep loading it up
Well,
And it
why don't
doesn't-
you?
drip away.
All right, Jeffrey, here's a suggestion. Things pop out, they come in when they come in.
It's
Get yourself a large bowl, like a salad bowl, where you can put both hands on at the same time
Yeah.
and then go wham.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been doing different things. I dump a cup over my head in
Yeah.
the shower and put it in ears, eyes, nose, like my whole rinse entirely. It's
You're
very,
wanting to do both hands and both eyes at the same time.
that's, yeah.
Yeah.
So that you can just, and then I can meditate by the sink with my hands, and it just feels so nice and relaxing on the eyeballs and soothing to the eye socket and the eyebrows. It's really, really refreshing.
Well, I got one more to add to that, and I've done this before, so I have personal experience. Collect enough urine in a jar. Kyle, you're going to love this one. Collect enough urine in a bowl or a jar, then you can immerse your whole face in it and open your eyes.
Yeah.
Like swimming.
Like
There you go.
swimming. I mean, if you have a snorkel, and I do a lot of underwater breathing with snorkels because I'm a rebirther. So can you imagine with a snorkel, your face in the piss for 5 minutes? I'll try it.
Did you see the video of Casey Caban when he filled a
That's it.
freezer,
50
with aged
50
urine,
gallon drum.
in it every day? And then he went like this. He goes, "Guess what? I'm peeing right now." And it feels great.
And
was-
it feels great.
I'll see if I can find that video. I'll send it.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Very,
Please.
very good.
Please do. Now, Matt Senna, I still call him that, but he goes by the name of Chit. When he was living in New York, he had a big enough barrel or container that he could fill it up and take a bath in it, and he kept it in his far infrared sauna.
Hmm.
And when Lee Robert went to visit him in New York, Lee jumped into his urine bath water
Ah.
and said it was the best thing he ever did. And so
Wow.
you can keep this going. You don't have to empty out the bath.
Because it's sterile.
It's sterile and it keeps getting more potent, but most people aren't wired to understand that.
It's funny because like from an early age, I've heard people say it's sterile, it's sterile. So it's almost like on some level, it's the knowledge is there, but yeah,
Yeah, but whether it
It's
So
sticks,
brainwashed. We're so brainwashed from
so
baby
brain.
that it's dirty, waste, it's disgusting, you know, it's indoctrinated in us. And
But
And-
it's sterile.
but it's sterile. Yeah.
we have
Do
to relearn our thing, everything.
Mhm.
you remember when we first got our first lesson that was true? Remember, after you pee, wash your hands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's dirty. You got
I
some
never
on the
took that
floor.
seriously.
It's
Well, we got-
disgusting. It's on the floor. Oh.
Yeah, I know you're a 2-year-old going, it came out of me. How's that disgusting?
So we have to relearn.
There are different holes for different substances.
They didn't put it that way. They didn't put it that way. Every orifice has a purpose.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I'm going to try that bowl in the face in the bowl thing with the snorkel.
Do a video. Show a video.
Yeah, you got to do a video.
Oh, why don't we do a challenge? We'll all do it.
Okay, okay.
Last class.
And
Uh-oh.
produce your own video.
Oh, I get it. Send it over to you, right?
Well, what would be really cool. Now let's get into this. This is hot. What would be really cool if you guys know graphics design. I've got a graphics designer out in California that's been putting together my promos and marketing stuff. I get this idea like when we were all doing our up the nose drinking. What she was doing was producing 30-second and 1-minute reels for Instagram. And I just got the visual of everybody's doing the face thing with the snorkels, and we splice it all together as if we were all in the same location.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard.
Doing a Zoom. So yeah, send me whatever you can send me. I'll run it through Melissa and see what kind of magic she can pull.
Actually, you said that you wanted to do the what was it, the colonic session with the model there? I think it was, right?
Who, me or who?
Yeah. Yes, you said you wanted to do like a session to show with the model as well, right? Colonics.
Well, yeah, I guess. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want
Yeah.
us to model. I could get somebody and I could do
What was discussed?
I'll
Yeah,
show
what
their
we talked.
face
Yeah.
if you want, and show how to do a colonic if you want. I mean,
Is that with
With the Orin, we can
yeah,
do
I
like
know
like
people are, as long as their face isn't being shown. Yeah, sure. With the Orin, yeah, if I can sneak it in the clinic and be real quiet.
I knew you were a secret agent.
They don't want, yeah, so I gotta be,
After
No.
hours.
I could do it. It would have to be after hours, yeah. So I'll work on getting somebody, unless Kyle, you want to be the person getting it.
Make sure you go into the treatment room and turn off any wall cameras that happen to be there.
Oh, yeah, there's no cameras in there that I know of. There shouldn't be, really.
Yeah, I know. It's like public bathrooms. I would go nuts if there was one in there.
Yeah,
Private.
there's an
That
installation
wouldn't be right.
for coffee. You could put coffee, it's extra charge. So you could put urine in there, of course, instead. It'd be amazing. And in the future, there'll be people asking for that, I'm sure.
Hmm.
You know?
Yep.
You put chlorophyll in there and
Wheatgrass juice.
It's a full powered session right there.
bentonite clay, all kinds of stuff, you know?
Diatomaceous earth.
Sure.
Why not? People
Yeah.
have they've tried everything. I gotta write that down. The piss in the bowl challenge.
Now, if I don't have a snorkeler, can I just put my face
I don't
in?
have a snorkeler either.
Can we just put our face in?
Call it pea scuba.
Or put our face in and blow bubbles? How's that?
Bowl,
That's good.
Yes.
In a glass bowl.
Huh?
It's got to be a glass
Glass
bowl.
bowl. Get it from the other
Clear-
side.
Clear glass so you can see.
Oh.
through it.
Everybody?
Oh, that's
But-
hot. That's
I have
hot.
a glass
Put
bowl.
the camera through the brass bowl so you're looking through everything.
Yeah.
And open your eyes and look around. Yeah.
We need a camera person. I mean, for us to do it on our own might be a little bit,
You have to have somebody else doing it.
okay.
Well,
Give me a
That might be rough. I don't know if my family would assist me in that.
well, at least Kathleen and Kyle and I are in the same province.
We could do that, yeah.
I gotta
That'd be
get,
good, that'd be.
I gotta get over to you guys. This will be awesome.
Come visit.
What
Yeah.
about suggestion? What about remember the ice bucket challenge?
Oh, I'm not gonna do
Mhm.
that.
No, but you can do a challenge, a different type of challenge. We could do the same thing, but call it,
In-
you know,
in the
instead of along those lines. We could do
Right.
like
Okay.
we can do like
Yeah.
a viral
Yeah.
thing.
Pour
That's a
pour
great
cup
idea.
over your head.
What do you
Pour-
think,
pour-
Brother
pour
Sage?
urine? Like that?
Pour it over your head. Yeah.
You pour it over your head and then put your face into it.
No,
Like a
just
viral.
anywhere. Just a challenge.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, even take one sip or.
No,
maybe
but
that
I
could
like,
be
the- I
option.
like, I like the big glass bowl when you put your face in it and look around. That's
They-
really different. And that would just, people would just love to see
Okay,
it.
so this
I
one's
guess
called.
you have
is
to
this
go
the
to a
Victoria?
Value Village or somewhere to get a glass bowl.
I have one. That's cool.
glass mixing bowl. Yeah.
I don't have one, but I could go to, Salvation Army or somewhere like that. They have
So
them.
is this the urine bucket challenge where you turn it over your head?
Yeah. You got to take a drink first.
You got to drink first, and what is that? What is that say?
Cheers.
Actually, that's a good
Are,
idea.
are you, Jeffrey? Are you gonna put that up on your LinkedIn
Gotta-
account?
You gotta
Put it
pee
on
in
my
it.
LinkedIn.
You gotta pee in it, and then drink it, and then pour it over your head.
Are you writing a script? Is that what's going on here? This is great.
I don't know. These things just keep popping up in my head. What can I say?
Okay, here's one more for you. Jeffrey. Get a container with urine ice and do an ice plunge
Mm,
in urine
Mm.
ice.
that's one good one. Yeah.
It would
You're in
take
the ice.
years.
You
Yeah,
know,
like
like a
down-
cattle trough. People were, they were plunging in this ice container with ice and water. Imagine if that was
Yeah.
urine and frozen chunks of urine ice.
Oh,
No, thank you. I don't
No,
like
thank
cold. I don't like cold water.
I don't like what it shrinks in a man's body part. I love your ideas, guys. This is great. So I definitely will. I'll do the face in the bowl and see about getting
And
something.
we'll
for
send
it.
you the video.
Yep.
Just do a video.
I'm sure we'll come up with. You drink enough of this stuff, you get ideas.
Right. Yeah.
But are you gonna get that yellow car, the van there, or no?
Well, you saw the latest pictures. You saw the latest pictures.
Yeah.
It just blew me away. I'm driving down the street and my head's turned and there's a yellow van. So I had to stop and take pictures. And yesterday I went with one of my students because she had to run errands, didn't have a car. And the guy who he's a dealer, he comes out and says, "Can I help you in any way?" And I said, "Yeah, unlock it. Let me in there. I need to get the feel of your van." And so we were taking pictures so I could get a visual of it. And if it's meant to be, this guy who's been following me on social media really aligns with my work, and he said he's made some sound investments and he'll buy me the van in June or July.
Amazing.
That ain't cheap, and I got a lot of standards for how I want it built, and there's no microwave going to be in that puppy. And if that lines up the way I think it'll line up, I'll start my tour July or August. So if
Cool.
you see a yellow van pull up to your neighborhood, you go, "Wow, it's
Yeah.
him."
You never see yellow cars or vans out on the road. You never
Nope.
yeah. So it's very rare to see that color.
You got to keep your feelers open, because that day after I dropped Elizabeth off, I saw 4 yellow cars in different
Wow.
parking lots, and nothing to do with dealerships. It was like one was a Toyota and one was a Subaru, and I'm going, what are the odds?
Yeah. Hmm.
My friend has a yellow, late model yellow pickup truck that I hire him occasionally too.
They also had the 70s Chevys were yellow, like the Malibus and the Dart.
Oh, yeah, the
They were
dark.
yellow. They were yellow.
The Chargers, they had a yellow Charger too.
Yeah, I had a yellow Malibu.
Great.
It had great power. Great power. So we're going to get into the last class. We're going to go into the future.
Malibu had a brake issue that almost killed me one time.
Yeah, and did
The
they?
brakes locked up. There was a big recall
Oh,
on them.
did they take yours back?
I was driving the car. The woman's mother loaned it to us and didn't tell us. It was like
Oh, nice lady.
it was, I literally did a donut on a busy 3-lane expressway at 80 miles an hour beside a transport truck.
Did you know you could do that?
And no, I didn't know I could do that and survive.
Yikes.
And it just pulled out. I just pulled out of it and just kept on going. It was like totally freaky. And then I found out that it was this issue